What's going on, chess? Welcome back to my channel today. We're doing another reaction by Jubilee. You thought it was going to be different. No. It's a tad different, though. Today we're looking to see if all Latinos think the same. I mean, you know, as your resident favorite Mexican, myself, you got to have my take on this. I don't care what they say. And if they're Mexican, I care even less. All right. Let's continue. Unless you're Brazilian, you know. But either way, let's just go into the video. See what we're working with. See what they're saying. There's no way that guy's Latino. He's ugly. Who's one in the back? You all saw that? Who was that?
I celebrate Cinco de Mayo. 3, 2, 1, go.
And it's just an excuse to get drunk really much. I mean, like.
I used to work at bars and I would see like people who are not Mexican.
Yo, Fanny look crazy, bro. Who is Fanny? Hey, yo, hit my line. Oh.
Completely disrespecting such an important
Not to objectify,
part of
obviously.
the history that I'm just like I stay away from it.
Part of why I'm so turned off by like the whole concept of how we celebrate it in the U.S. is that, you know, it was like an excuse for people to act really out of pocket and disrespectful and kind of make us feel like they were doing something special for us at the same time. And I was like, yo, I'm not
even Mexican.
Like Mexican, and this is not what the struggle is about.
I like what you said about, you know, it's kind of disrespectful, and I agree. And that's one of the big problems that I have with like other people who are Mexican American saying like, well, I don't have a problem with it. And it's like, well, one, you probably don't have any ownership of it. Like, it doesn't mean anything to you personally. And two, they have this concept that like, well, if more people are exposed to it, then that means that they'll accept us. And it's like, nah, that's not how that works. It's a day for me to kind of think about my own experiences and how
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hear a word he just said. Fanny
can
just,
teach
wow,
other people.
Are they really accepting us? It's not really us. That's not who we are.
Yeah,
we don't all wear sombreros and have handlebar mustaches and eat tacos every day.
People assume I'm Mexican. 3,
Yeah.
2, 1, go.
What can you say? When you're the goat Latino race, it don't really matter. You're Mexican, unless you're not. But it don't matter. We're the goats, baby. We're the goats.
Usually people find out that I'm
She's like
Hispanic or
Argentinian.
Mexican
Or like
because
you're
of my
white.
name, but it's never because of my appearance, because I'm paler, I have blonde hair. People just assume that all Mexicans are dark and shorter and like have dark hair, but the reality is like
Not short,
Mexicans
not
come
short,
in
not
all
short.
sorts of
Come
colors,
on now.
just like America.
I'm like
I've
Guatemalan.
never gotten like, you look Mexican, even though I feel
Nah, she
like
Puerto
in
Rican,
every
bro.
Latino blog I read,
Or
it's
Dominican.
like, people always assume I'm Mexican as a Latino, and I'm just like, well, it's not really true to me.
I only get called Mexican because of what you said. Oh, you're Latina, so you must be Mexican, you know, and then I go explain like, you know, there's a whole continent, like there's like many countries, and you know, and a lot of Latinos are from the U.S. Like we're the largest minority. We didn't all just come, you know, last week. We've been here, so it's just ignorance.
I super
Bro,
hear.
I need Fanny to keep speaking sweet nothing into my ears. Oh, that was amazing. Wow. Run that. Whoa. Run it back. Wait. What'd she say again?
We've been here, so
wow.
it's just ignorance.
I super hear that because, like, I remember on my third day in my first school here in the U.S., this kid in the locker room was like, so what part of Mexico is Colombia in? And I was just like, so from my...
You're third grade. Like, in third grade, I couldn't even, like, speak. I couldn't speak English in third grade. Like, how would I know Colombia is not Mexico?
Third world
Come on
country,
now.
they teach us the effing world, but out here, apparently, in, like, the Silicon Valley, you guys don't get a map.
I feel comfortable speaking my native language in public.
You have to. This is retarded. You better. That's your language.
Go.
Oh, no, but there's some people that don't. You're right. You know that. Just because
Since I've moved to the Bay, I've had Mexican, Salvadorian, and Honduran.
Salvadorian pupusas are overrated, by the way. Just want to say that out there. Just pupusas are dog shit. If you like them, unsubscribe. Guac, unsubscribe.
Parents and students literally act as if they don't understand me because I speak in a Black Spanish vernacular. I'm just at the point where I'm just like, I'm tired of like acting as if our language is uneducated or acting as if our language is like comes from nothing. Our language comes from literally everything.
Even though I'm not fluent in Spanish, I'm conversational, I still speak it at work, like, and all my customers, they come to me relieved, like, when they find out that I can communicate to them in Spanish.
Nah, if you can't speak Spanish, you're not Latino. Like, if you just, oh, no. I won't be having it. If you can't speak Spanish, you're not Latino in general. I don't care. You can look Latino, but if you can't speak it, how are you even Latino? That's, what?
Even though I'm not fluent, I do, however, see a little dishonor, kind of, when I go visit family.
Well, I mean, like, for me,
Yeah, yes. I got that in Mexico, bro. They told me my Spanish was a little, but I speak great Spanish.
my experience, I kind of had the same thing where I grew up speaking Spanish, and then I went to school, lost it, and then I've regained it as I've gotten older. But like for me, I live
sorry, John, bro.
in a fairly conservative area.
Same.
Like people have
get them
Confederacy
haircuts.
tattoos. It can be really intense, you know what I mean? And for me, there is still a little bit of that fear.
I love the instant affinity
Oh,
you
Fanny,
have with
please.
people, especially
Yes.
I'm getting a little emotional about it. Like
Emotional?
people who have left everything to come here and they're not even seen. And when I speak to them in Spanish, I feel that they feel seen.
Just come into
for
my
the
arms,
first
Fanny.
time.
Come into my arms,
And
please.
even though we're not
I'm
from
here
the same
for it
country,
all
we don't
day.
have the same
I'm here.
experiences, I just feel like I have to, and
What you
I am
say?
I feel so blessed that I can speak Spanish. I just hope like we just honor our roots, and not just Spanish, but like you said, there's a lot of native languages that we should honor and we should practice.
Yeah, All right, then.
The word Latinx is offensive to me.
But this is so stupid, by the way. Like, this... You know, I don't need to get into this, but this Latinx is... You're so fucking stupid. That's just all I gotta say. It's retarded.
2, 1, go.
I kind of like have a bigger problem with the word Hispanic. While I'm not in love with the word Latinx, like I really do love that it's inclusive of all genders. I'm waiting for the point where there will be another term because it just doesn't sit right.
No,
So
Latinx
I
just
call
sounds
myself a
retarded.
Latina. I'm proud to be a Latina. Now, I have very dear friends who are non-binary, and
Yeah, I'm a
they request
microwave.
that I call them Latinx. Of course, I'm going to honor that, and I am glad that there is a term
Bro, is he Latino? He look Muslim. I mean, wait, do I look like him? No, I'm much better looking than that.
that they embrace, but I don't think I should have to change mine.
I think people are gonna call themselves what they want, and they've been doing that forever. I think it's the
Microwave
fact
me.
that
Call me a microwave
when we
in
say
public.
Latino or Latina, we are excluding
Them
trans
earrings are
people
crazy,
in our
I'm not gonna lie to
language.
you.
Like our language is powerful, and I think that I know what you're saying because I've had this conversation with like my parents and my aunts. Like it's worth a tiny bit of discomfort to include trans people.
I need an ad immediately, bro. I'm not lying. Spanking your child is not child. Oh, that's not childish, bitch. No. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of my children, bro. What do you mean? That's reg. That's reg. It's just
How hard?
Exactly.
oh,
the thing I
beat the fuck out of them. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Not that I'm abusive, obviously.
My parents are not gonna like that I went right here.
I am a teacher. Like Latinos are, at least my Latino parents that I see in my schools are so quick to like, the kid could just say something back, like finish a sentence for the parent. The parent is like, blah, dale un manoplazo en la cara. And it's like, but why though? Because I see this other kid who's white and is out here wilding.
I spanked my kids
Yeah, exactly.
maybe twice their
Exactly.
whole life.
You have to.
A little
So they
bit.
learn.
It
Otherwise, I'd
wasn't
be a
even
piece of
like
shit.
that
And
much.
I'm already a piece of
I
shit.
remember the one time my mom spanked me and it stayed with me. I don't recommend it. I'm not here like,
Yo, Fanny, bro. Spank me any day, for real. Spank me any day.
spanking. But I think it should be, it's somebody's right to a certain point.
I think that some of, my family members
Bro,
who
he
haven't
got
had the
gorilla
privileges of
hands, bro. Look
education
at him.
and the kind
Oh
of
my
lifestyle that
God,
I
he
have don't
choked.
have that space.
Yeah,
because I remember when I first got to the US, like in Colombia, like one, we're a very violent country. And I think a lot of what we see is just that being replicated into our families. But there was a certain point where my mom was gonna smack me like that. Like I would like talk back to her and when I was like 13, I just grabbed her hand midair one time. And I was like,
You think I'm gonna do that shit to my mother? Hell nah. I catch that shit. She coming over the top with her right. Nah. That's retarded. Respect your mothers. Don't talk back to them. Especially all you white people. All you white people be doing that wildest shit I've seen in my life. It's ridiculous.
You know, we're not doing it like this anymore. And I think a lot of that was coming from
He's too white. That's
my
too white.
American side.
Spanking to me is a tool that is easiest. It's like if they're old enough to have a conversation about what they did wrong, then have the conversation. And if they're not,
don't beat them up at 17 now. That's child abuse now. But like 5? Come
old
on
enough
now.
to understand what they did wrong, then why would you hit them?
Spanking is the hardest thing to do. I agree with you, but spanking is the hardest thing to do.
I feel connected with my culture.
Oh, all day, baby, all day. Look at me. Look at me.
1, go.
It's on my chest. Oh.
You guys remember in the movie Selena when they're in the van and Abraham is talking to Selena? You know, and he's saying like being Mexican American is hard. You know, you have to be twice as Mexican for the Mexicans, twice as American for the Americans. You know, and it's exhausting.
Yeah.
And that's more or less where I am right now. And that's why I moved completely away from national identities. Like, that's why I don't identify as Mexican. Because to Mexicans who are from Mexico, I'm not Mexican enough.
That's another thing that I
That's what it's
also
true.
have an issue with is just because I'm paler, I'm güera, I get thrown into that white supremacist kind of category that no one really likes. And that literally, it destroys me mentally.
Where do they live with what? I'm confused. What white supremacy? I've seen some white supremacists, but I don't know. This sounds wild. They live in LA. I thought there's there's Mexicans everywhere. Here, maybe you get that. I mean, come on now.
It's just no one has the right to tell you what you are or assume what you are, and it's really just frustrating.
I really like that you bring
you're
up that
getting
point
quite
because I
emotional.
think as a community,
I
we
like
need to
that.
do a lot of work around that in the sense that I have noticed in my own experience how me having light skin has definitely yielded me different results, or I've been able to push different boundaries of I've had different access.
Because we do have a lot of things in common. You know, as a people, we have, I know it's not just language, because if you don't speak Spanish, you're still going to be fully embracive of the culture. So I just love finding those commonalities between different, nationalities. It makes me happy.
That was a wholesome ending. I didn't really listen to most of that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was hypnotized by Fanny. Oh my goodness. But I'm not gonna lie to you boys. I zoned out halfway through. Half of what they were saying sounded like stupid shit. Fanny kept me going though. Fanny kept me going. If Fanny kept you guys going, bro, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you can find that, just please send it to me. I'll see you fuckers next time.